Hello and welcome to Byte. Here I am, trudging through the woods, trying to find another plugin for Bukkit to review for you. And I just found it. Let's have a quick wander up here. I'm starving in the woods, so what do I need but a shop? A shop that sells all kinds of things, like books, so I can write to somebody to get some food. Oh well. And today we're going to be looking at I forgot what I'm looking at. The Boss Shop, the Boss Shop plugin for Bukkit. This is the one where you can create and edit server shops, just like this one here. If I right-click on this sign here, you can see it's Bookshop, and I can then purchase items. I can purchase items from the actual shop, and if I click on them, you can see I'm getting things here. And it says down at the bottom here, oh, I've run out of money. Oh, disaster. But anyway, yes. You can create server shops using signs easily and quickly. I find Boss Shop is an absolutely fantastic admin shop because once you've got it all configured, it's as easy as slapping a new sign down. So if I wanted to make a new bookshop, for example, all I'd have to do, at the very best, at the very least, is that. That's it. And now I've got a new bookshop. If I hadn't put a dot in front. So, bookshop, there we go. That's all I have to do to create a new shop. If I use that, there we go. So, in this plugin review, I'll be showing you how to create new shops which do various things. It's not just things you can sell, you can also interact with other plugins as well, and use it as a general server menu. So, right, I'll show you from the very start. I'll flick over and show you how to install the plugin on your Bukkit server. Okay, here we are. I've just visited the Bukkit website here, and I've found Boss Shop under the plugins list. And I've I've clicked download, and I've got the Boss Shop plugin on the desktop there. If I get rid of my Internet Explorer, here is my Bukkit folder. Here we are. Here's all the files. And here's the plugins folder that you will need to drag it into. So if I double click on there, and that shows me all the plugins I've got at the moment. As you can see, I've also put in two, I'd say, prerequisites for this. One's Boss Economy, although you could use another economy plugin like iEconomy or something else. I can't think of anything else. Essentials Economy, I suppose. And I've also got Vault as well. And Vault enables me to actually interact between the economy plugin and the shop plugins. Vault doesn't do anything itself, it just provides a link, so that's quite important. Right, as with other Bukkit plugins, all I have to do is grab the Boss Shop plugin and drag it into the plugins folder. Once we've done that, I can then fire up my run.bat, and that will start up my Bukkit server. You should see as it loads, it'll say loading Boss Shop, and a Boss Shop. Oops, if I go into here, a Boss Shop folder will appear under the plugins folder. So if I'm looking there we go, there it is, and you can see here that it's enabled Boss Shop. I've got 9 shops. They're the demo shops. I'll show you in just a moment. Also there it says command point not found. You can interact with command points as well. So if you've got a votifier on your Bukkit server, then you can integrate that into your economy system in the shop, which is quite good. Right, and that's basically it. Now the server's running, I'll quickly pop onto the server and show you what's what. And out of the box, we've got a few demo shops that I can show you. Let's close that, because I'm sure zombies are on the prowl. Right, the main command for Boss Shop is BS. If I do /BS, you'll see it goes straight into a default shop. I'll show you how this shop's configured in just a moment. And in this shop, it's actually got nothing for sale. It's actually got links to other shops. So you can do this as a sort of a main menu, as it were. So if I click on Buy Shop, for example, that takes me to a different shop, and you can buy. This is where you can buy stuff from. So you've got the prices, you've got the what you're actually buying as well. And also the redstone, generally it's redstone, you can go back to the main menu. Be quiet, zombie, I'm talking. So yeah, so you can create like a main menu here, which you can flick to and from different menus, which is quite good. And also through different servers. Whoops, if I quickly bring that back up again. you can also integrate it with bungee cord and lilypad. I know I've never really messed about with lilypad, but I have got bungee cord server, so you can actually switch between different servers using your shop, which makes this invaluable as a sort of a main menu for your server. Also, here's what I was mentioning earlier about the points. If you've integrated Votifier into your server and people vote and get points, you can then spend them in here buying diamonds or money, which is quite handy. So people can either spend money buying points to use elsewhere, or they can use their points they've done for vote or they've got for voting to buy extra cash on server, which is quite handy. Right, I'll quickly flick over back to my server config and I'll show you how all these shops are set up. Here I am in the main Bukkit folder. If I go into plugins and then into the box shop folder, you'll see we've got a few different bits here. So we've got messages config. If I look at the config first, this is fairly simple. There's not too much in here. There we go. As it says there, setting up is simple. If I just scroll down to the bottom here, this is all we need here. Enable signs. That's exactly does what it says on the tin. You notice when I was in the game, I was clicking on a sign there to get to the shop. If that's false, I wouldn't be able to do that. I could only do it through commands. But I like having that on true because you can use signs in proper build shops. The main shop, that's the one where I typed either /shop or /BS. That's the menu I'll be getting. So bear that in mind. I'll show you where the menu is later. But you can change this to, for example, that bookshop I had. If I change that to bookshop, then when I typed BS or /shop, I'd get to the bookshop instead of to the main menu. If people don't have permissions to actually access certain areas, then the item won't be shown. I'll show you this. When you configure a shop or an item, you can put in optional permissions if people can actually learn or buy stuff from that shop. So if it's true, then the shop cannot be seen, let alone accessed, if you don't have permissions. If it's false, then you can still see it, but you can't get in. All the rest of these, generally, you don't need to alter. This one here, you can alter modifiers. So if you give someone this permission here, boshop.price multiplier .points 1 : points : 0.05. It's quite a long permission, but there you go. Everything would cost 0.75 of its value. So you can reduce stuff for certain ranks. So if you've got admin or a mod, you can actually reduce the price of the shop items using these modifiers. And you can enable them there. If that's true, then these apply. If it's false, no. Points plugin, again, if you've put in player points or something with your Votifier, that will auto-detect generally. You can specify here player points, command points, engine, etc., etc. But if it's auto-detect, it tends to detect it anyway. I use command points, and it seems to find that absolutely fine. And that's just about it for here. Let's flick across to the next folder. Right, let's just close this. Ooh. Yeah, save. Okay. The other folder we'll be interested in, I think this one's literally just, there you go, that's just your English file. So if you want to insult somebody, if they don't have enough money, you don't have enough money, you pleb. There we go. Insult your players as well. So yeah, that's just if you want to change the messages Boshop gives you for certain events. Bug finder, I don't think I won't worry too much about that. The main one you'll be looking at is shops. Now if I go in here, we've got lots of YML files. You can create shops through another little program, which I'll show at the end, which they've been written by the developer. Okay, let me just quickly show you how the shops work. Here we've got a whole list of different shops, 3 of which I put in myself. We've got the bookshop we were looking at earlier, blacksmith, and the trader. Everything else comes with the actual plugin as demo shops, so you can have a look around. I'll run through a few of these and the different types we can use. I'll have a look at bookshop first. If you remember correctly, we've got 4 items in there for sale. If I just to remind you, bring this into here. Okay, here we go. We've got the bookshop. If I right click on this, we've got 4 items there: book, quill, bookshelf, and a blank map. If I open up this bookshop here, you see we've got the shop name, which is the unique name of the shop. If it's not unique, it'll get more muddled up which shop it's meant to be opening. So if you create a new one, make sure that's an individual's name. We've got signs with the text you need for a sign. As you can see there, it's open square bracket, bookshop, close square bracket, and that's exactly what I've got on the sign there, you see. It has to be on the top line, but the next 3 lines could be anything you like, so you can write a load of junk. So if I put that there, if I do book, shop, close bracket, and then this is all random text. There we go. And then if I click on it, it still works. As long as the top is the same as the shop name, you can put anything else like instructions. So if people don't know how to actually use your shop signs, just say click here or right click here to access the shop. Okay, need permission to create sign. If it's true, only people with the special book or the special sign creation permission or ops can actually put server shops up, which is quite good if you don't want them being absolutely everywhere. You want to designate their locations. Below this, you've got shop : and then each item individually. So if you look at the shop here, we've got book and quill and a book. That is the book and quill. That is the book, and we've got different different settings for each item here. And we can actually edit this on the fly without actually having to reload the server. We can just reload the plugin. So what I'm going to do is, because there's a lot of text here, I'm going to delete everything below book and quill so I can show you how to edit it without it getting overwhelming. So that's the end of the book and quill. So if I highlight book down and just delete, there we go. So we've only got the book and quill. And if I save that, and then in game, if I just do /bs reload, whoops, it'll reload. There we go. And then if I choose the bookshop, there we go, everything's gone, apart from the book and quill. So now I can show you how to configure this a bit easier with a bit less text on the screen. Right, we've got 50 coins, we've got book and quill in blue, and we've got price : 50 coins in red. So, how does this translate into the YML file, I hear you ask, with eagerness? Okay, reward type. This can be several different things. This is what it gives you if you click on that item. At the moment, I've set it to item because we want it to give you a book and quill, which is an item. This also applies to blocks, but you could have a reward type as money, experience, points, commands, or I think I said experience. Oh dear me, my memory's going. But yeah, you can change that to what you want to actually give the person. Price type, again, this can be several different things. It can be experience, it could be another item if you want to barter system, or it could be points if you've got a point shop. That's what you give to the shop to get the item, and that's the price. That's how much of whatever the price type is you give to actually purchase the item. Okay, the item, I've just run through the price. The reward is what you actually get when you click on the actual menu item. So you've got ID 386, which is a book and quill, and we've got the amount 1. If you wanted to give them 2 book and quills for each purchase or each click, then you click 2. Okay, that's that simple. If you want to give them something else here, so if you wanted to give them stone, you just put ID 1, which is stone, and that's it. Basically, that's how you change the reward. It's fairly simple. So if I set that back to 386 at the moment. Below that, you've got menu item, which is, you might notice the first 2 items there are the same as here. It's a good idea to keep those the same, because this here, the menu item, is what is shown. Oops, you might not. I'll tell you about this later. There we go. So if I click on that, you get the book and quill shown. If you wanted to change that to 1, which is a lump of stone, there you go. Now click save, and I quickly do BS reload, and then click on there. There you go. You can see it's changed to stone. But if I do click on it, oh, I haven't got enough money. But then I would still get a book and quill, because the reward is still book and quill, even though I've shown a lump of stone as the menu item. So if I change that back to 386, save, and as you might notice, I'm changing this without actually coming out the server, just reloading Boss Shop, which is very, very handy. There we go, back to a book and quill. So this section here is all about showing the item here and what it says when you hover over it and how it looks. This is actually how what you get and what you spend. So that's quite an important bit, and so is this. This is an informative bit. This won't affect the operation. It just confuses users if they're clicking on stone and they're getting books. So look out. I think I noticed I've got 2 amounts there. I don't need one of those, but I think I have to be quite careful about deleting these things. Let's just see if that works okay. Because you don't want 2. Yeah, good. That's done. So that's good. Sometimes, if you're editing these YML files, you've got to keep all this spacing perfect. If you put that out by 1, so if I push that once forward, look at this. So if I reload, look what happens. Bam! I've wrecked the whole plugin. So you've got to keep all the spacing absolutely perfect. Just change the stuff here afterwards, but make sure you keep all of this spacing the same. So if I save that, hopefully that will reload. Okay, there we go. Good. If you notice, if I click on the shop again, you've got book and quill in blue and price : 50 coins in red. This is where this bit here comes in. So name book and quill, ampersand 9 book and quill. You can actually change this here. So if I want to elaborate a little, book and feather quill. There we go. Save, and then just quickly do a Bosch reload. Go back in, and the book and feather quill. So you can make them sound really good. This doesn't apply to the item, this just applies to the menu. So you can make them look good here, but still give the standard item. Also, the 50 coins here, this is just the law that shows up. This is not a function, so make sure that 50 equals the price. As you can see here, I've actually got it wrong there. So the price is 20, but the law says 50. So people would go to that expecting to pay 50, but they'd only actually pay 20. So we want to actually match that. So let's put it back to 20, save, reload. There, that's better. Price equals 20. Very reasonable. The message here is you just bought whatever it is, money left, however much money. That interacts with Vault to tell you that. So if you just bought an awesome bookshelf, or book and quill, there we go, so we can change that as well. Below here we've got inventory location and extra permissions. Extra permission, if you wanted to limit the purchase of the bookshelf to somebody with a permission, you'd put in something like boschshop.bookshelf by. There we go. So only someone with that permission can now purchase that bookshelf. I'll just save and just make sure that reloads, just so I've got it right. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Above here, I forgot to mention, the inventory location is quite important. If you've got a shop with several different items in, you want to put each item at a different inventory location. So 1 here, if I open the Bosch shop, there we go, it's at position 1, which is the first block in the menu. If I want to alter that, if I put 2, save, reload, oops, I don't know what I meant to do. There we go, it's moved across to number 2. There we go, and you can get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's actually clever enough that if you go above 9, it'll start a new row. So if I put in 10, inventory 10, save that, quickly reload it, go back in, there you go, it's actually started a new line. So if you've got a purchase shop and a sell shop in the same sign menu, you can actually separate the purchases from the sale goods by line. You can also put in multiples, so this is 9, that's 18, so if you put in 19, you get another line, and I think you can do it again for 27, so you can separate them out quite nicely. I'll show you this again in my trader and blacksmith shops, which I've also imported, so I can show you what's going on. Also bear in mind that you don't want to get 2 things on the same line here. Otherwise, if you've got you've got 2 items on the first inventory location, only one will show, so you'll end up missing out on one. I'll quickly show you how to create a new item actually. What I tend to do, it's fairly easy. If I start from the line above and just copy the whole lot, make sure you get everything the right spacing. So if I go right click, copy, and then highlight here. If you noticed, I started from just after that colon, so I include the return. And then start from here and paste. So that should be exactly the same. There we go. So I've got book and quill down to here, and then a second book and quill with the same with the same spacings. Let's have a look. So I don't want this to be book and quill. I just want this to be a book. No, I don't know. I don't know the code for book. So I just put stone for a moment. Price 20. I want price 10. I'll change it there as well. I want ID to be 1, and I want you to have 5 stone. There we go. As a reward, and that one goes to. And I want to show stone in the item, so I change that to 1 as well. And I want to have 5 here too, so those two amounts match. So it's giving you 5 and it's letting you know about 5. Let's delete all this. I'll keep the ampersand 9, that's the colour formatting. Stone. And I want it to be 10 coins. There we go. You bought some awesome stone. Inventory location 10. That's 10 as well. And to be honest, I'll take these out because we don't need permissions. Right, okay. I've just done another. That's it basically. I've created a new product in the shop. If you notice, they're both item location 2. So if I save, there we go, and then reload, done. If I look in the shop, there's only one thing because the stone's hidden behind the book and quill. Because they're both inventory location 10. If you want to have more than one item, if I move that to inventory location 1 and save, there you go. That will keep the keep the book and quill where it is, and move the stone to inventory location 1. There we go. And that's how you populate it. So if you make sure each of your inventory locations are a different one, then you get all the products all lined up nicely, and you can actually separate them around. And as you can see, you've got a 5 here next to it. That's what this bit here does. That bit there. So this gives you 5 of number 1, and this menu item shows 5 of number 1. So it will show you a stack. So if you alter that to 64, that'll go up to 64. Just like you've got lots, just like it was in your inventory. So it's easy for users to find out what is actually for sale. Okay, and there we go. That's it basically. I'll quickly just flick to another shop now and show you how to sell items through the shop. So show you how the users sell items through the shop rather than buying stuff, which my trader one does quite nicely. So if I close that and I go down to my trader, here we go. This is slightly more complicated because I've put quite a lot in here, as you can see. So let's see if I can get this at the shop up here. So I think, as you can see from my line up here, we've got text trader. So if I do trader, there we go, that should immediately work. There we go, perfect. As you can see, we've got tons of stuff in here. And instead of being purchased or cost, it's got reward 10 coins. So you can actually sell stuff to the shop and it get you money from giving the items. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the workbench. So let's come across here. Here's the workbench. Reward type money. So instead of an item, we've got money this time. So you're getting money for giving an item away. There's the price type, and the price is an item. So you give an item to the shop, and the shop gives you money. That's fairly logical, isn't it? The price is ID this time instead of money. 58, which is the workbench, and the amount 1. So you give 1 workbench to the shop. And the reward is 10. That's it. There we go. That's a sell shop. And of course here we've got the standard lore and menu item details. So we want the workbench to look like a workbench. So we've got ID 58. We've got 1. If I hover over it, you've got 1 workbench. That's the lore here, or the name. And the lore underneath, reward 10 coins. That's in green underneath to show you. Again, you've got the message here, but instead of you've bought, it says you've sold. So I've just changed that to there. And inventory item location 1, so it's top left. And as you can see, there's no permissions, so it can be done by anybody. And we've got furnace, door, fence. As we go down, furnace, inventory location 2, wood door, inventory location 3, fence, inventory location 4, etc. So we've actually lined up all the products nicely here for sale. With a bit of gap. I'm not sure why that's there. I'll have to look at that later. So you can actually look through and sell any of these items to the shop. Let's see if I've got one actually. Let's have a look. What have we got? Hang on, what was it? Let's sell a workbench, ID 58. So if I do give crunchy 58, 10, there we go, 10 of them. So if I click on that, oops, there we go, click on this, and I click on the workbench, you can see down here the amount is going down. There we go. And in the background you can see I sold one workbench for 10 money. So you can customize that to put 10 coins, etc. if you say wish, or 10 gold or whatever. So if I sell all those, I have loads of cash. And then once I've run out, you can see don't have enough items, don't have enough items. But now I've got enough money to purchase some stuff from here, you see. So I can buy 5 from there. And it's that easy. So once you've got the YML files cracked, it's brilliant, because all a person needs to do, if you want to set up another trader, run up, bash that down, trader, done. That's it, you've just created a new trader. So once you've got the fiddly bit sorted out on the YML files, then you can run around and do this to your heart's content. And you can actually mix these. If I show you one of my other shops, so that's the trader, if I show you the blacksmith here, you can actually mix the two. So you don't have to have one sell shop and one buy shop. You can put the two on the same sign. So if I put down a blacksmith sign there, because you see I've got blacksmith as the text. So let's have a look. It's quite a busy shop, this one. Jack of all trades. There we go, blacksmith. And if I click on that, there we go. Look, we've got price. So all of these are purchased items that you can buy. There we go, price. Apart from the bottom here, so you can buy iron ingots, but you can also sell them. So I've actually done the mix of different items here. So if I try and find the iron ingot, which hopefully is at the bottom. Here we go. I've got iron meant to be to buy, but ought to buy. Iron to buy, reward type item, price type money. So that there is a buy shop where you actually purchase stuff from the shop. And this one here, iron to sell, reward type money, price type item, is a good example of a sell shop where you'd sell an item you've got to the shop rather than buying it from the shop. So you can see the difference here. So reward item, price, money, price 8. Reward, money, type, price, item. See, and you can see the slight difference here. So this section here is the area where you describe what you get. So in a buy shop, it's under the reward, but in a sell shop, it's under the price. So it's good to have a look at these. What I tend to do is when I'm creating a new shop, I just copy and paste the existing file, or copy and paste that. So if I wanted to make a new shop, which was an iron shop, I could literally just go new text document. There we go. And then I'd highlight the whole thing, including the text. You've got to show file extensions for this to work. And then I'd put in iron shop .yml. Just confirm that I want to change the file extension. There we go. And then open that up, and there's nothing in it. So what I do is, you definitely need this top section here. This is the area that starts the shop file. So if I just copy and paste that in here, iron shop text iron shop. So I've changed the name of the shop, I've changed the name of the sign, and now I just need to put in something. So if I go and grab these two, I start after the last here, include the return, and just copy both of those, which is the buy iron and the sell iron, and then paste it into this one. There we go, iron shop. And if I save that, done. Right, let's see if this works. This would be quite good if it works. Okay, if I do boop BS reload, that's successful, which is good. And then what do we need? We don't need 2 traders, so let's put this down and do iron shop, and just see if that works. Yes, look at that. Look at that. I can now buy and sell. So if I buy, there it is, and I can sell it back to him at a loss. There we go. And that was it. And that's all. That was probably the quickest construction of a shop ever. So to build a new shop, create a new YML file, copy this section into the top, enter and edit those to make the individual shop, and then just paste in, obviously, the items you want to sell. Okay, let's have a quick look through some of the main menu options. So if I do shop, which generally is the default shop, which I believe is menu here. If I open menu, you can see what's going on while I'm messing about in here. So if I open the default shop, you'll see I've got lots of options all spaced out. Now these are, as I said before, you can't actually purchase. These are just links to other places. So if you look here, we've got shop name menu, display name menu, so you can also put that on a sign here. Look, there you go, square bracket menu, square bracket. And in the shop, we've got menu by shop, which is this one here, by shop in blue. Reward type shop. So there's not an item, it's not points, it's a shop. So by clicking on it, you will get a shop link, for want of a better word. Price type is free, but you can charge. If you want to charge people to get into a shop, you can charge there too. Reward, and that by shop is the actual name of another shop. There you go. So you put in the name of the shop you want to open, and it just grabs it out of here and opens it up. So it's quite clever. Menu type glass, amount 1, name by shop. Here you can buy items. So again, the menu item is the item that's shown, and the law and the different bits there that's shown up there. You can actually see with a plus, you can actually add. You can see just after the buy shop there. I can't point at it, but you've got the little diamond, a little yellow diamond. That's signified by this plus sign here. And you might see that there you go, little sun, star, tick, star again, star. You can actually specify what little symbols appear after the words, which is quite good. Yeah, if you're unsure of those, look them up on the formatting site, or look them up on the Boss Shop Bukkit page as well. They're on there as well. But it just adds a little bit of extra graphic on there, which is quite good. Again, you've got the inventory locations to specify where the inventory location is. So the buy shop's 1, and as you might have noticed, the sell shop's 3. So they've skipped 1, and here it is. So they've spread them out quite nicely into little groups, which looks very good. Right. So that's how to do a a menu shop, which basically you don't buy anything, but if you've got a bigger menu, for example, we use that on the Byte game server, where you click on it. There's servers where you can swap servers. I'll show you that in a second. And there's games as well, with another shop called Games Shop, and that's got commands. So you click on the game you want to play, and it takes you to the game. But that's all accessed through a menu like this, which is just the main menu. Okay, let's quickly close that down. What I'll do is I'll show you the second shop, which is Bungee Cord servers. This one's quite an interesting one. Obviously, I can't do it here because I'm not linked up at the moment. Where are we? Bungee. Where's Bungee Cord servers gone? Ah, there we go. Bungee server. There we go. If I click on that, you've got a whole different range of servers. And if I look at the configuration here, we've got shop name Bungee Cord servers, display name Bungee Cord servers, which is the one that pops up here. There we go. You can also colour that with an ampersand C. That's the red. And L for big chunky writing. The sign, there you go, Bungee Cord servers, so you can put a sign up there in your spawn, so people just have to click on a sign to actually get this menu up. And then under shop, we've got the different items here. So we've got Earth Game, Creative. There we go, here's Earth Game. Reward type is Bungee Cord server. Now, price type, you can charge to go between servers if you wish. And because you've put that in the reward type, you can specify under reward your Bungee Cord server name. Now, this is the instance of your Bungee Cord server. So, literally, if you were to type in, if I do this in here, this is just the command you'd use in game. You could put /server Earth Game to go to your Earth Game server, but you don't need the /server. Just put the name of the server in the reward. And that's all you have to do. This is the standard This is the standard menu item, which displays what is actually shown here. And it's got one extra feature I'd like to quickly just show you. You might see it's got stained clay. Okay, it hasn't used an ID, it's used a type. Now, if you know the actual main names, for example, like diamond sword, or one word, or stone bricks, you can actually use type instead of ID. So if you use ID, you've got to use a number. So if I was going to put in stone, I could put type and then just put stone, or I'd have to put in ID and then I'd have to put the stone's ID, which is 1. So you can use either of those. If you don't know the number, you can always try putting the name, and if you don't know the name, you can always put the ID. So it's quite a good way of sort of alternating which way you use, whichever's easier for you. Again, it's 1, so there's no stack on there. Earth game is the green Earth game there. Click to connect to the lore. Now, durability 3. If you're giving away items such as pickaxes, this will be the durability. If you're using something like wool or stone bricks or clay, for example, you use this to designate what colour it is. So durability 3, you've got the sort of the bluey grey. If you look down here, Bungie Core Server Creative, durability 11, which is this dark blue. Red, I think that's, is it A or B? What is it? Durability 14. So in the durability, you put the colour you want. That's the same for wool as well. If you want to sell wool, you're going to put each of these is going to be almost exactly the same, with the same ID and the same amounts, but you'll just change the durability to get a different colour. Just be aware, and that works on anything that has variations of blocks as well. So, for example, sandstone blocks, bricks, things like that. Basically, you just put the durability as the colour you'd want. You can also use the durability to colour things like leather armour as well. So you can even sell coloured armour. So that's very handy option. Okay, the next shop I'm going to have a quick look at, I can't remember what I've done here, so I won't save that, is the... Where am I going? I've forgotten which shop I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the warp shop. Here we are. So if I show you online here, what's the sign text? It's warps. So, sorry, iron shop. If I put this sign up, there we go, and then enter that. Here we go. I've got 3 warps: spawn, PvP, and shop. I can test the spawn one in just a second, but I might lose my position, so I might not want to do that. But I'll have a look in a second. So let's have a look at each of those in turn. Right, again, we've got the same section at the top, which designates what shop name it is, what sign, etc. Under the shop, we've got 3 options. There we go. We've got spawn, PvP, and shop. In this one, we've got the reward type as player command. So this is the same as you typing the command into the your sort of chat area. But again, it's a bit more user-friendly. So people can actually, instead of searching for the command to type, they can just type shop and then have a look around, choose it from the graphical user menu here, and then as soon as they click it, it will activate the command. So as you can see here, reward type, price type free, and the reward is the command without the /, which you usually do. So literally warp spawn. Or I suppose you could do spawn, because that is also a player command, isn't it? That's what you type in, isn't it? /spawn. So that would work as well as the warp. But if you've got specific warps, like essential warps or something like that, you could also use just the warp PvP, warp shop, warp whatever you like, really. And as you can see here at the bottom, we've got this little bit of redstone lurking down here, which is back to main menu. And all this does, that's a bit like the previous menu, it's just a shop reward type, and the reward is menu, so it just takes you back to the main menu, which is quite handy for navigating. So people don't have to quit out, they can just click back and go back to the previous menu like so. So that's quite handy. There we go. Yeah, so you can make quite a good menu here. And what I've done now, I use, I can't remember what I use now, meta alias, I believe it is. So instead of typing /shop, you can type in /menu and get a nice big graphical user menu where you can browse through points and servers and bungee cord links and warps and all sorts of things, and point shops as well, any way you like. So that's quite a handy thing to have on your server. Yeah, I might actually just show you the point shop as well. Let's have a quick look. Where's the point shop? Here we go. Yes, here we are. So again, we've got the same top section, but 100 points, reward type points. So it interacts with, like we were looking in the config, it interacts with your points plugin to exchange points for money or money for points, which is quite handy. So if people haven't got enough cash, they can go onto a, I don't know, Minecraft server list or Planet Minecraft or something. Other voting sites are available, and vote and get points, and then use those points to actually purchase money. So it's in their interest to support your server by voting, and they get loads of cool stuff. Yes, they get loads of cool stuff in game, but not too powerful. I mean, you can set there, and they've got to save up for diamonds, etc. So here we go. We've got easy way of setting up signs. There we go. Easy way of creating new shops. Once the YML files are all in place, you couldn't be easier, really, could it? Couldn't be easier to set up shops any way you like. Whoops. One other thing I was going to show you was, let's have a look. If I go into Buy Shop, you'll notice at the bottom here you've got two items. You've actually got an enchantment book, and you've got an enchanted weapon. So you can even, not only can you give away coloured items, like coloured wool there, etc. You can also give away enchanted items. So let's have a quick look. This is in the Buy Shop. So we'll take a quick look and see how to do enchantments through the actual configuration file. Okay, here we've got wool. As you can see here, that's the examples of the durability. You've got 10 blue, 10 red, 10 blue, 10 yellow, and 10 green. There we go. Blue, red, yellow, green. So the durability denotes the colour. Let's scroll down, shall we, and have a look at the enchanted bits at the bottom. Okay, where are we? Enchantment Unbreaking. So this is the book here. This is actually an enchantment book. See if I can purchase it. Oh, blimey, yeah, costs XP. 24, blimey, yeah, here we go. So to get that book, the reward is the enchantment, which is the actual book. Enchant the item in your hand, I think actually, is it? Yeah, enchants the item in your hand. Price type EXP, price 25. So you're giving 25 levels of XP for this enchantment. The reward is durability #3, which means level 3. And then that's all you need to actually set the actual data. The rest of it here is the standard item for showing you what's going on. So you've got type enchanted book, not ID, type, amount 1, name, with a crown, and if you notice that's the little crown either side of the enchantment there, the little red crown, which is pretty cool. The law enchants the items, and then you've got dash enchantment durability 3, which gives you the, I think it gives you that unbreaking 3 just underneath there in the grey. There we go. Message, the enchantment unbreaking 3 was added to your item. Inventory location 9 is just the location, and the extra permission here is permission.vip. So this has actually got a special permission that only VIPs can purchase that from the shop. And below here, let's have a look. We've also got a boss sword, which is already enchanted. So this is quite good, and it costs points as well. And here it is. So reward type item, price type points. So you actually buy this with your player points or command points, and it's 2,000 points for this. The reward being a diamond sword, amount 1, the name of boss sword, the law, and here you've got the enchantment. So all you do is add extra little dashes, making sure they're all the same spacing, otherwise it'll break, underneath here, and just put enchantment, damage all, #5, level 5, and that gives you the two enchantments on the actual sword. Obviously you've got to, don't forget to add what you've got here down here as well, otherwise you'll have items that it gives you which you are not showing to the player, which will be a bit confusing. So again, make sure the reward generally is the same as the menu item here. And as you notice here, it's also got a name. So if you purchase that sword, it'll be called Boss Sword. So it's already pre-named when you purchase it, so you don't have to name it through an anvil. So there we go. That's also enchanting. So you've got a fantastic range here. You can do points, you can do enchantments, you can enchant anything in your hand. You can give away enchanted items, coloured armour, coloured everything. So this really got a fantastic range of uses on here. If what I've just been saying has been bringing you out in a bit of a cold sweat, looking at all this YML business, there is an alternative. If you go to Boss Shop's front page, you can also download something called Boss Shop Configure. I won't go into this too much because it is fairly self-explanatory, but if you don't fancy messing about with the YML files, I'm terribly old-fashioned. I do like messing about with the code in these, and I find it a lot easier copying these out and messing about. But if you're unsure or don't want to do this, you can always use Boss Shop Configure. This is a little program the author's written to help you easily maintain and add new shops. So first thing you do once you've started this up is select the Boss Shop folder. So if I select that, go to other games, Bukkit, plugins, Boss Shop, double click on that. So we're in Boss Shop, and then open. Has that done it? Come on. Oh, hang on. After I've selected it, click load. There we go, loaded 13 shops, and there we go. We've got all the list of every shop I've got. There we go, we've got blacksmith, bookshop, etc. And we can have a look at those shops. So if I click on bookshop, there we go, that's all we've got in the bookshop. So if I go back and have a quick peek, where am I? There we go, we've got those two. And as you can see, you can click on each of those, and we can see exactly what the details are. Right, and there we go. I'll put a couple of bits down in the a couple of links at the bottom there in the description, and a few resources. I'll put a few of the shops I've developed for the Byte server up there as well, so you can just drag them straight into your shops folder and you're away. So you don't have to mess about with the YML files. If you see a shop that I've got, whoops, that you like, let me know, and I'll put it on there for you as a download. So get you up and going as quick as possibly can. Any questions, just pop them in the links below or in the comments below, and I'll see if I can help you. Take a bit of stress off the Boss Shop devs, because they're doing a fantastic job. Excellent, yeah, this is one of the best shop plugins I've come across and the easiest to configure and deploy. So, get it for your server, basically. Excellent, thank you very much for watching the plugin review, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. See you later.